I'm Jackie of Jackie Brown Books, and with me is Sandra Giguere. Have I pronounced that? Say that again?
Giguere.
Giguere.
Yeah.
The one of the authors of 19 Tales of COVID-19. Welcome, Sandra.
Hi, Jackie. Thank you for having me.
Oh, my pleasure. I'm so pleased to have your work in the compilation. And what's unique about yours is that it is about this change in the way we work. So, so tell us a bit about how the pandemic has changed the way you work.
Well, it changed the way I work in the sense that I am no longer working in an office. I'm no longer taking this 1 hour drive almost into work every day. I'm working from home, and I have been working from home since March 16th, I think.
Wow.
And so it's going to be almost a year, yeah. And right now, by the looks of it, we were not going to be back in the office until April, and some of us are even going so far as saying it could even be September.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Because, who would have thought back on, I think it was March 13th, that this would last as long as it has?
Yeah.
Or that companies could make the changes they had. What kind of things did your company have to do so that you could work at home as well as you worked in the office?
Well, they allowed us to bring home our computer screens because, as you know, I work in the finance department, and we work with these extremely large, Excel spreadsheets. And so working with just our little computer screens from our computers is not really that efficient. So they allowed us to bring home our big computer screens, so we've got more space. And we brought home the ports that went with it, so everything just kind of sort of plugs into the port, which is really great. The company really didn't have to do much because they had already started moving towards a remote working kind of environment.
Oh, really?
2-3 years ago, they already started looking at, hey, what happens if there's a fire in the building? What happens if something happens? We can't get into the building. We need people to continue working. How do we do this? So they had already started preparing themselves. And so everything was already there. It was just a matter of okay, guys, get up, work from home.
That is quite amazing that they'd already been thinking about any kind of emergency that would require this anyway.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, and I have to admit, I'm liking working from home.
Yeah.
I'm liking not having this extra travel time every day. I do work longer days than I normally would, but it doesn't feel as stressful.
Right. I've heard many people say that part of the change from working in an office to working at home is that you end up spending a lot more hours, and it's hard to kind of differentiate. Okay, I'm driving home, so this is the end of my work day, and then, easing into having, just that change from work to home life. So do you find, as you were saying, that doesn't seem to be a problem for you. You're enjoying the whole business of working from home.
Yeah.
So if given an option, what would you do? If they said, hey, work from home, work in the office, or hybrid, what would you choose?
I would probably choose a hybrid.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would probably choose, maybe allow me to work 2 to 3, maybe even 4 days from home and work 1 day in the office. Because sometimes, there's some reports that we have to print that I can't print.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Because I don't have the capability to print them here. So it would be nice to be able to at least go into the office once a week and print out whatever reports I need to print out. But they're still working on moving towards a more digital environment. For example, our royalty statements, as you know, we actually have to be in the office to print them because they're printed off only a specific system. But now we've worked with IT and we've switched over everything to PDF. So now all we have to do is, send the PDF file off to the DPC center, which is our digital print center, let them print it, and then it's just a matter of stuffing the envelopes and sending them off.
Yeah,
so we don't even have to in the office anymore until it's time to stuff the envelopes.
That is amazing. So that all the changes that your company had started before, and then now during, and they've got already some ideas of after all this of the pandemic. So that is quite forward thinking. And so I know that being home allows you to work on your passion too. And I know one of your passions has always been writing.
Yeah.
As well as we'll talk about the energy work you do as well in a second. But how, I mean, obviously it was working from home that inspired your tale, and we're not going to give them any details about who Harold is even. Okay, so they have to read your story to find out how Harold threatened to make working from home a total disaster.
To say the least.
Yes. Goddamn Harold. But anyway.
Challenges.
Yes.
Harold was my first major challenge. It was just like, really, you think this could be a peaceful transition.
But no, there's always got to be something. But at least you did transition. Oh gosh, that word sounds a bit, you transitioned in this realm very well. Because you're an energy worker. I'm very careful with the word transition because let's get rid of that life death type of thing that you transitioned well in your work. And so what are you working on now in terms of your writing life?
So as you know, years ago, I started a book, a trilogy actually. It's a trilogy, and I sat down with you for coffee, as you recall, one time, and I went through the whole story with you, and it's still stuck here. I still haven't gotten it out. It's still stuck all up in here. And having written, this story for 19 Tales of COVID-19, and, just transitioning into working from home, having a little bit of additional time on my hands, it's nice to find myself coming back into the flow of, hey, you know what, let's get back to this. So, and this time I've actually set myself a goal to say, you know what, by December next year, it's either going to be ready for printing or it's going to be ready for Jackie to take a look at it and edit it and, and start getting it out there. I feel 2022 or 2021, 2022, 2021 is a year of movement for me. I've taken such great strides. I was always content just kind of being in the background, disappearing and being that little mouse that doesn't really say much. Whereas this year, I've totally put myself out there. Even doing this interview with you is way out of my comfort zone, right?
Yes, and you just got your website is now live. And I will find a way of putting the website on the video when I produce it so that people can find you. And so congratulations with that. Already it looks fantastic.
Thank you. Yeah, at first I was like, I don't know how to do this thing. How do you use WordPress, But YouTube is an amazing tool. You can find anything on YouTube. And so I managed to kind of muddle my way through it and figure it out and start, switching out. So, it comes with a template, and it's got all these pre-existing photos, which, I have so many beautiful photos that I've taken from my travels that, I would love to incorporate into the website. So I've started, I'm going to start doing that and changing up the photos and whatnot. But, so that was fun, and it was a process of learning how to use WordPress and getting that up and running. And now, it's like, okay, well, I've got 3 blogs there that I've written like back in 2012 and 2013. So I need something more recent. So today, this weekend, I'm hoping to sit down and I'm going to pick a story in the book and I'm going to read it. And then I think I'm going to blog about it.
Fantastic. That is fantastic, both as a way of supporting your fellow writer and supporting this project, which has been amazing because it's showing us, it's because most of the writers in the compilation are new to writing, and it's showing them how to market a book. So once they're done, they'll have lots of ideas of how to market it, as well as they can link whatever business they're involved with now to
Mhm.
all the work we're doing to market this book, because that's what you do. Because this book, it's flying. We're really making inroads on it. And so when you tie it to the other work you do, which is on energy, let's briefly tell. We've got a few minutes, so let's talk a bit about the energy work that is Sandra, and your gift that you're getting ready for our launch that's going to happen next week.
Yeah. So I'm a Reiki practitioner, a Reiki master. I prefer practitioner. When you say Reiki master, it just sounds so audacious.
That's part of you. That's part of you hiding, Sandra. You are a Reiki master. Own it.
Energy healer.
Uh-huh.
More importantly, it's just a concept. I just love helping people,
Mm-hmm.
and I love helping people to heal. And so, being on my own healing journey, I've learned so much that I just want to share with everybody. And so, one of the gifts that I've provided for the launch is a 40-minute virtual Reiki session, because you can do Reiki virtually.
Yes.
And so I'm hoping that there'll be a lucky winner that I will be able to sit and do my little magic on them and help them heal and find this center of peace and balance. So I'm looking forward to that.
And I am jealous, because we've made the rule that none of the authors or people who are part of Jackie Brown Books are eligible for any prizes. And every time someone tells me what they're donating as a door prize, I think, oh my God, that's so amazing. So Sandra, it's been amazing talking to you. There's so much that people want to know about someone who has transitioned from working in a corporate office to creating a wonderful, peaceful home space to continue to contribute to their project, as well as you're such a giver in terms of your energy work, and we cannot wait to be able to pick up a version of your trilogy in the very near future. So 2021, get book one out. Okay, Sandra, thank you so much for your time. This has been so fun. And everyone out there, you're going to want to find out who Harold is and what Sandra does to regain her peace. Okay.